I'll see if Tiki's gonna join, and we are on screen. So hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to everyone who can join us for the live stream. I know between the weekend. No, it's not dark. Well, it's dark in my room. It's daylight here, but I'm keeping it cool. The windows are closed. The air conditioner's on. Today I'm joined by, and I never know, but I look like I'm pointing at Leslie. And we have Leslie from Books, Purrs, and Gers. And do we have Ginger or Tyrell with you?
Ginger.
We have Ginger, joined by Stuart from Stuart Griffin. And off in the corner, we have Kat, our favorite ginger bibliophile. And hopefully Alan will be joining us shortly. Something may have come up, life gets hectic. Today, and yes, there will be spoilers. We're chatting about Queen of the Damned, so the third book in the Vampire Chronicles series. And yes, I did change my lighting, so I don't have the overhead light, but I see even my other thing about gray hair, everything just shines and bounces off of it. So hello and welcome to everybody. And because we never stay on track, Stuart, how do you keep that shade of green? Because I love that color you have.
The woman who does my hair cuts and colors it. I go every 6 weeks, so she does, and she's done a really good job of. She's been cutting my hair for decades, so we become friends. So she and when I had a problem with her, was getting little appears like little burn marks and stuff from the hair dryer. She studied. She puts aloe and stuff. She does a great job.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, it freeze up on me. Oh, what's going on?
I think Elaine might be frozen.
Yeah.
Got it. Looping. Did everybody loop as well? No. Or is it just mine?
It's just you.
Well, that's not good.
It's okay. We're patient. We're here to spend time with you.
Okay, well, fingers crossed the heat isn't going to mess this up. I may have to go off and online, but I'll let you know if I do. And hopefully it'll continue to play nice. That's the other thing with the heat is it impacts so many different things, right? So, Stuart, I caught part of that while suddenly the world was spiraling. So it's every 6 weeks that you
every
have to
6 weeks, yeah. She does it every 6 weeks. She cuts it and colors it.
Nice.
Yeah, she does a great job. She's, I've been going to her I think 4 different companies. She worked for 5 different buildings. I remember one place I went to, she went on pregnancy leave with her son, and he's now a senior in college. So that's how long.
Wow.
Yeah,
if you find someone you like, right, definitely sticking with them. And yeah, I'm always amazed because I know some people will try. I can't remember the name of the company, but it fades out really fast. But I've noticed in your videos, yours is always that amazing shade of green. So, and I just saw your video when you said you'd gone to get it done. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a different color that you use because it doesn't fade out to the light color.
Yeah, she searches for the right hair dye and stuff. She really does a lot of study to get it right. So yeah.
Well, that's a bonus when you can find someone like that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we're going to say, now that I've got my color question answered, and no, I'm not going green. I love the color. I may eventually get like a purple or something streak. That's the advantage of being gray. Like I can get a pack of Kool-Aid and have purple hair.
You gotta do dark green so you can do your like yard videos and then blend in with the foliage.
Guess which is the tree and guess which is me. And yes, I had been chatting with Margaret. So hello, Margaret. Hope lunch is good. And Lily Eve has joined us. And I want to say, I think men are just used to going more often. Because it's usually kept short. Could not stomach the bill for dying every 6 weeks. And a question is Ginger a bibliophile? Is she going to give Kat a run for her money? They're one and the same, Margaret.
I don't know. She doesn't look too interested in reading anything right now. She looks a little zoned out.
Oh, wait, see? Again, new meds. Duh. I'm thinking Ginger Cat because I'm so used to Ginger Bibliophile, not Ginger Cat in the... Oh my God. Okay, someone else needs to host this today.
I think my name is Ginger Bibliophile. But we got 2 gingers. What the heck?
Yeah, Margaret, don't mess with me. I'm still adjusting to the new meds. It's not fair.
That just means we get to have more.
But at
fun
least it
until we
wasn't
get
an hour
with.
or later when I went, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, and here we go looping again. So hopefully, okay, let's get on to Queen of the Dam before the Wi-Fi doesn't play nice with me anymore. Oh, and Lily Eve is saying happy National Book Lovers Day. I did not know that was a thing. Anybody else?
Nope.
Hey, it works. I finished
Yay,
the book
so it
today.
wasn't just me. Okay, Alan. Uh-oh. Where's Alan? Alan says he's backstage. Oh, here he is. Oh, my
Great.
goodness, Alan, I'm so sorry. I had a picture up. I
It's
tell
cool. I'm
you,
just been hanging out,
I'm so sorry.
listening to the wardrobe stories, and
I had a picture up for some silly. So now I know because I had a picture sitting there. I was going to put it on the screen and thought, no, I'm not going to put it up. We started chatting and I'm like, well, this is weird that Alan isn't here. You should have said something sooner because now that I moved the picture, I'm like, hey, there's Alan waiting to come on. Like, oy, oy, oy.
I've
My
never really dealt with.
apologies.
That's okay. Yeah, I've never dealt with like a host of StreamYard myself. I go Zoom. Like Greg always does that
Oh, do ya?
technical stuff. Yeah, so I don't really know the ins and outs of Zoom. I mean, StreamYard. So that's okay.
Yikes. Well, hey, the good news is on Thursday I shouldn't screw it up because it's just you and me, so there won't be all kinds of boxes.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to text you on that. What time is that again? Or
3:00 Eastern. So same as now, noon your time Thursday. If we need to switch it around, no worries.
okay, I'll text you on that. Thanks.
Sounds good. Okay, well, let's start this again. So I've introduced pretty much everybody. Alan, Lord love him, is patient, sitting in the background while silly me had a picture of Ghost and Panther sitting there that I wasn't going to use. Lesson learned about StreamYard, which now makes me wonder. It says the free version, you can have 6 people, but obviously not, or I should have been able to see Alan with just that picture sitting there. Oh, wait.
Not good.
Okay, let's chat Queen of the Dam.
Do we still remember it?
Right. While I remember, why am I doing this live stream?
Got it.
Oh, see, you have the same. I ended up having to get mine through Amazon because I'd unhauled all my fictional books several years ago. I still keep blaming Miss Tidy Up, but it was my own fault.
Yeah, you told yourself that it doesn't make you sparkle. What is it?
You little glitter.
There you go.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember she
light
said
up
you
in
should
here.
only have like a handful of books or something.
30
That
books.
tidy
That
up
woman's
That's
nuts.
not even one bookcase if they're skinny, or bookshelf.
Yeah.
The whole
2
thing.
cubes. If you've seen my book audit tour, that's like 2 cubes. 30 books in a whole house. That's just, no, I can't do that.
Other human has more books than that. Like I've bought
30
them.
books on my floor.
Yeah,
God.
me too, Alan. I keep losing mine. I keep going, yes, I found the floor in my room. And then 3 days later, it disappears again as I'm reshuffling and doing things.
You just need floor to ceiling. All shelves.
See,
And a ladder.
that will
There you go.
require Lotto Max and that sliding shelf thingy so I can get my books and except not do like the Mummy. What was Rachel Weisz's character's name, and all the bookcases go ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump.
That's why you bolt them to the walls. These need to be bolted. They're always in danger of taking me out.
'Tis true. Now, with Queen of the Damned, first of all, and Leslie, I know you're watching the TV series, so since our last chat, has anybody else seen the TV series? Kat?
Nope.
Stuart?
No.
And me
Say I'm
either.
going to.
Oh,
And then I
I'd like to. I just don't get it, and I haven't paid for it. I wouldn't mind paying a little if I could get it.
Check your library, Alan. I know my library has it. I just haven't gotten to the branch to go pick it up yet. And I don't trust them to tell me when it comes in because sometimes the emails don't come through. And I'm like, I don't want to put it on hold. And because CDs and things like that, you only get them for so many days, not like books for weeks. So I don't want it sitting there and then miss out and then have to wait forever. So I just want to, it'll have to be on a Saturday when my hubby can drive me and pick it up and we'll just binge watch it. But I haven't seen it yet. Now, has everyone seen the movie Queen of the Damned? I have.
Yep.
I've seen the
I
movie.
haven't.
Leslie, yeah.
Stuart hasn't.
And
I
Kat?
haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Stuart hasn't. Now, I did try rewatching it, but I fell asleep. So thank goodness I have it on DVD. I'll try it again because to me, most of that movie comes out of the Vampire Lestat, not Queen of the Damned.
And then they changed
Yeah, like the rock
quite a
star.
bit.
Yeah. So, and I mean, even the relationships now, Queen of the Damned, and correct me if I'm wrong, because, well, as you've noticed, we're 14 minutes into this and I'm not on top of my game.
No, you're fine. You're perfect.
Chaos! You are the
This
Dragon
is-
Ball of the Chaos Crew.
Tis true. This is the first where we meet the Talamasca, right?
David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
You get
Yeah.
David and Jesse.
yeah.
Because we haven't met them in the Vampire Lestat yet. That was more kind of putting together Louis and Lestat story, but didn't really get into the Talamasca and this other group that's doing the study and the academic. And they pretty much all seem to, if I remember correctly, have some kind of psychic skills or abilities. I know David does. And I think but we haven't met him yet. Aaron Leitner, who's buddies with David also. But does anyone remember reading in the book?
Ghosts.
Okay, so she's got some, which is, sorry, Alan?
No, I'm waiting for Kat.
Remember she could like see the ghost and was looking after, like, got into the house looking at Claudia, trying to investigate her more, but I don't remember if she had any other abilities.
Right, because she does notice some things, which is interesting because, and I put my, see, I did at least have some notes prepared. Maharet, if I'm saying that right, is her mom, correct?
No.
Is it
Maharet is like ancient twin. She's like, great times like 20 something.
Sorry, not her mom, her relative. That's the connection. Don't mess me up, Kat. That's not nice. And Cayman is, I was about to say father, but it was Cayman and Maharet who, because that happened before they were changed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Overall, and we'll go around the room. Did you like the book? Yay or nay, and why or why not? Leslie?
Yeah, I'm still a fanatic, so I enjoyed it. I'm so glad we're doing this together, and I was able to read it again because I actually, although I do enjoy it, I'm like, wow, Akasha's kind of bananas.
Yeah. Okay. Kat?
I liked it a lot better. I remember the first time I tried to read it, all the different storylines just confused the crap out of me, so I just watched the movie, which is not at all the same. Like, as well as, again, it's kind of slow, very character-driven, instead of enough, action, but you ain't lying. Akasha, like, they tried to pretend that she was sweet at first, and no, Honey is just crazy and, evil. Which might not necessarily be a bad thing.
Stuart?
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, I think I think like I've liked all the books where Lestat was a central character, but also I like the history in it, like the history of going way back and the history of the vampires and that, and I did really like it.
Okay, cool. Alan?
Yeah, I like rereading it, and I like the Telemasca aspects of it that is you get into, and I like the mythology, although it's complicated for me to keep track too. Marius and that. Then I like Lestat as well. So and I like Anne Rice too, so it's a pleasure to return to her.
Nice. And yeah, I enjoyed the read. I mean, Kat, you make a good point too about, on one hand, it does there's many stories, right? We've got Lestat, we've got the history, we've got Menkaure and her sister. I liked the historical aspect, like Stuart. It explained, okay, how were these vampires created and where did this all come from? Which sometimes I find in vampire books, they don't go that far back. It's just sort of like, here, believe there's vampires and let's run with it. Whereas at least this one, we did get to go back and find out, well, little bits, because there's still, of course, pieces coming in the other books of what happened. And yeah, Akasha is like cuckoo cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, it's wow. How are you
But she has the
thinking
best
this?
blood. She has the best blood, though.
Well, there's that. But I mean, her plan for the men, and how did she think that was gonna work out? You know, is
They were keeping Lestat for breeding stock.
and that's basically all she wanted him for was, you know, and of course the rock music but there was one part, well actually there were a few parts, and again you almost need a timeline or something for the flow of everything, because when we meet Marius and part of his backstory, it talked about him basically being kidnapped. I mean, a lot of these people weren't turned by choice. And I don't know if Anne Rice is maybe speaking to something bigger with that of, yeah, they're vampires and now they're rich and everything, but they didn't start out that way by choice. But with the Celts, when they took Marius and then they switched him, and what actually it was about so Marius eventually becomes the keeper of these two ancients. And that whole dealio was because a bunch of them had been destroyed when someone else put them out in the desert. But then what doesn't make sense later in the story is when they go against Akasha, how aren't the rest of them destroyed? Or am I missing something in the book?
No.
No,
It
you're
was
probably
also
right.
kind of weird that
I don't have an answer.
You found the crack in the.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
think
know.
part of it was they weren't like they were draining her, so it should have hurt everyone. But at the same time, like that blood isn't, itself being like destroyed. It's just being like a transfusion, maybe.
Possibly. Any ideas, Stuart?
I don't know.
See it like the transfusion, because I wondered about that, and I really wondered about it because of the scene in the movie, and it's been a few months since I've watched it, but I remember in the movie she turns into this statue, but again they're all alive. But Kat, you may be onto something with the transfusion. And now that I was thinking about it, there's that being that goes into, is it Menkaure, the other twin? So is it the being that's keeping them all alive? And it wasn't really Akasha getting toasted in the desert that did them in? I'm just putting it out there
because I know they said like something was like attacking her when she became a vampire initially. Like she was getting stabbed, and it was just kind of like, here we are. And the twins could kind of like see some weird thing, like they were all connected. So it's like, it's mystical stuff. It don't make no sense. There's not. We don't have 100% logic because magic. I think that's
so you're saying I'm overthinking it?
You're trying to make it nonfiction. No.
Yeah, they're all connected psychically with feelers or.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's so many different elements to this because we're building on Lestat from the previous book and him being underground and how the music moved him, and he goes against, he's always flown in the face of the rules and suddenly decides to be a rock star and an author and all kinds of stuff. I mean, he couldn't possibly be more public if he tried. And could you imagine if someone rewrote that series now with social media?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
be a TikTok star.
exactly, right? Dude would be all over and have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, and it'd just be wild. But what did you think in terms of Lestat choosing to be a rock star and starting to write his stories? And anyone can chime in.
Well, I really enjoyed it, and heavy metal type music, and that, and then he even gets more human in Body Thief, and what you said something about, yeah, he's going against the rules, and that. And then the Talamasca are chipping away at the truth too. So I enjoyed that aspect of it.
Okay.
I was going to say,
Go ahead.
Stuart.
Sorry, Leslie, go ahead.
Stuart next. It's been
Yeah,
quiet.
it's okay. Stuart?
Yeah, I really enjoy the rock star aspect of it. I think not only what he did when he became a rock star and he became so popular and stuff like that, but just how it showed his character, how he's just gonna push the rules and break the rules and just see what's gonna happen, He doesn't know what's gonna happen, he just does it and kind of like whatever happens. And I just like that aspect of it. Not only, I love rock music too, but that's part of it. But just how it established a big part of his character. You just say he's going to do what he's going to do, and he just kind of doesn't care, And so I do love that part of him.
Yeah, excellent points, because it does really get us thinking about Lestat and how different he is. Kat?
The rock star thing definitely works for him. He's got the whole bad boy, do what I want kind of vibe, and that works with it, especially when you go, he's addicted to Akasha's blood, so that could kind of be instead of the other things that they normally do, there you go.
Yeah.
Don't bring him home to mom, but fun to play with. He is a mess.
Yeah, there's an excellent point too, because that image of the rock star, again, is like you say, they're use substances or what have you, and yeah, Lestat's got Akasha's blood flowing through him for sure. Leslie?
Yeah, I was going to say that, like in Interview the Vampire, I think we get an idea that he already likes music. And so he's always been a rule breaker since then. Like he makes Claudia, and by the time we read the Vampire Lestat, we know he knows the rules. And so he just decides to break them anyways. And then in the Vampire Lestat, Marius tells him this, or gives him this knowledge of something that he's supposed to keep secret. So I just find it hilarious that Marius, for whatever reasons, decides to trust this person that clearly is a rule breaker. And instead of keeping the secret, Lestat does the opposite. He's like, not only am I going to tell people, I'm going to on a huge platform through music. So it's just kind of, it's like funny in a way that he becomes a rock star. I also think it's like in the vein of who he is. And Kat, I think he made a great point about like addictive substance as far as like Akasha goes. That's like so right on. I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's a good point too, in terms of Lestat flying in the face of everything. I mean, right from the get-go, that's the aspect of him that we see. And there was that's what I found a bit bizarre, and it could have been the age thing as well. So when we meet Marius, we already know he's connected to Armand, but he never told Armand anything. even though they had this relationship and all that kind of stuff, and then they get separated, but he knows Armand is still out there, but he doesn't go to find him or tell him anything. Lestat, he meets, what is it, 2 days later? He spills the beans. I mean, Lestat's been looking for him for decades, if not centuries, before Marius finally meets him. But then he spills the beans about like everything. I'm like, dude, do your homework. Like, you're thousands of years old. What were you thinking Lestat was going to do with this? Seriously. Now, is it just me, or does someone else think Marius would have been more likely to trust Armand before Lestat?
He should have, but Marius is, well, he is proven to be an arrogant idiot and just have like control issues and not very bright. I mean, he went after Armand, who was, a freaking child. Pandora, who was, a child when he met her. I mean, she was like 12 years old and crushing on him when he was already like a general or something, as we find out later. He basically wanted, the Akasha and Ezekiel because, well, I'm going to be in control of everything because no one else can be trusted. And he'd go, oh, well, this guy's hot and charming. I'm just going to somehow tell him everything. But yeah, he does not learn from... Pandora left you for a reason, you idiot. You still ain't got it together, a millennia later.
Dude set in his ways.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what
Bad
did you...
choices abound.
Well, and you just mentioned Pandora, and I really enjoyed her more in the book than in the movie. And she's got, of course, a much bigger role to play in the book because she first goes to, I can't think of the old, and I think he might be one of the original vampires, the guy who's got like the mountaintop place and everyone's basically coming to die. Even though they know they're not coming back down the mountain, there's like a lineup of all these people to worship him and stuff. And it's after Pandora meets him, and then she knows something happened to Marius? Because, of course, when Akasha leaves, even though Marius has given her, is it centuries? I'm trying to think of it.
It's been a few months since I read this one.
Yeah, I read the library book and had to take it back last month. So made a tree, like a family tree, the mythology, the lineage in that.
Yeah, because, I mean, Marius looked after Akasha for a long time. And, then suddenly she decides, yeah, I'm not hot for you, it's Lestat. And then she leaves him, and there's someone else. Is it just him alone that she basically puts in the ice cavern?
Mm-hmm.
Am I remembering that right? And it's two people who come to get him, right? Pandora and... I can't think of...
I think it was Lestat with her, maybe?
I can't remember. I know there's two that go, and they break Marius out of the ice, and then, of course, he's dealing with the betrayal of Akasha basically leaving him there after everything else he's put aside and all the rest of it to look after the two of them. But, yeah, I mean, the dynamics between some of the vampires are... I don't know. Thoughts? The relationships and Alan?
I'm thinking about something else that happens like before. I don't really understand why Marius takes Akasha like away in the first place. in the movie wise. It's been a while since I've seen the movie too, though.
Mm.
I'm thinking about the scene where after Lestat feeds on her wrist when she's still like half statue in that.
Yep.
Then later he goes back and finds she's gone. Like everything is gone. What happened after that?
Yeah, because they don't really portray it the same in the movie as in the book. Like, and again, because they're trying to condense it into what is it, a 2 hour, maybe 2.5 hour movie versus like there are a lot of vampires in this. I mean, we've got Lestat, Marius, Pandora, Menkaure, Maharat, Cayman, Akasha. Is it Enkeel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Partner.
you get Gabriella and Louis
That's right.
and some bunch of like randos.
Yeah, I mean,
Daniel.
and so no wonder it gets so complex. And of course, we've got that additional thing of Gabrielle has a very bizarre relationship with her son.
Mhm.
Like human vampire, it's, when they were humans, she saw something in him, her favorite son. But I still think, even after reading this part, if the situation had been turned around, I don't think she would have turned Lestat to a vampire. Do you think differently, having read Queen of the Damned and her response to Lestat being in danger? Is she getting more maternal in her old age?
Coming up with a good question.
Getting yelled at from the other kitty.
Maybe.
Come here.
Elaine's bringing up some like deep questions. I mean, I feel unprepared, and
Okay. I was gonna say that
my memory is not up this morning. I wish I would have rewatched the movie at least.
It's just thoughts. I mean, I'm just putting it out there to keep the conversation going.
well, I was gonna talk about like just to answer your question about like the dynamics. So going back to Armand and Marius, I piggybacking off of what Kat was saying, I think he's such a conundrum because he's hypocritical because yes, he of all people, I think Armand was the one to trust. Because they get split up, we see how kind of like subservient like Armand could be under like this almost like quasi-religious regime when he's at the theater and like the rules that have to be imposed. So I feel like he was the one to trust, but it feels like even though Marius is like a controlling person, it's almost like he's enjoying what he isn't in Lestat, like that rule breaker. So again, I think it's a complete fumble, clearly, that he tells Lestat all this stuff. It just makes like no sense that this is a person he definitely is thinking about trust, which he should, but that happens to Lestat quite a bit, right? There's all these people that feel like, oh, I'm following the rules. This is the way that things should be, but it's almost like they desire the thing that they the inhibition that Lestat like represents and how he just kind of does his own thing and somehow comes out unscathed. But there's like a constant dynamic of like abuse with all the vampires. So there's always like an odd power dynamic at play with all of them. And even like how you're saying with Gabrielle and Lestat, yeah, Gabrielle would, even after all this time, I mean, I'm glad she kind of presents herself, and it's kind of like for us to discuss, but I almost feel like maybe she's here not just because Lestat's in danger, but maybe because it's really self-serving because maybe she's in danger. I know she's like a woman, but also didn't Baby Jenks didn't die at the beginning, and Baby Jenks is a female. So I was like confused by why the sudden turn to the idea of just taking out a majority of males. I honestly just feel like she's just Akasha has a lot of talk, and there's like a really early on we learn from another character, I think one of the twins, that she'll believe her own lies anyways. So she's definitely like a sociopath, which I could really relate to a ruler being that way currently. Believing their lies. So
Who pray tell could you mean?
Would
that perchance be Captain Makeup?
Yeah. I found this book very relatable and way too realistic, really.
Now, see, and there's a good point too. I forgot about Baby Jenks. Like, that was a very interesting scene. And then if I remember, she comes back does she come back as a ghost? There's a lot of different elements in this book that, I mean, I may have it beside me, but there's stuff I've forgotten too, because Baby Jenks, there was a certain role and reason for her being a part of that story. And then some of the younger vampires ended up getting dusted in this as well, didn't they? When Akasha kind of starts on her rampage or conniving to convince people this is the world that's going to work. Now, with the twins, okay, maybe before we get to that, how did you feel about the JB? No, not. Sorry, JB always distracts me. Such a cutie. He's such a character. But
the only room he likes attention in.
How did you feel about the history that Anne Rice had in terms of here's how the vampires started? Now, for you, did it make sense, and does that flow with where we are with the current vampires? And I'll give you a couple seconds to think about that. Sorry. And here's the reason I'm asking. When I read the Marked series, it's a YA series about vampires. Basically, it's the House of Night, Hogwarts, a vampires series. But there, the vampires are marked at 16. They suddenly get this blue crescent on their forehead, and then they have to go live with other vampires. But the main character has 2 siblings, but she's the only one that's a vampire. One sibling's older, the other's younger. But it never explains why do some in a family line become vampires and others don't. So for me, with the way Anne Rice set this up and how it started and the attack and everything, it kind of had some, okay, I can see vampires floating from this way and the behavior and extension. How did you feel about how Anne Rice decided to start the whole vampire group? Alan, do you want to start?
Well, it ultimately goes back to Egypt, doesn't it then?
Yep.
So, and I do wish I had like a lineage. You know, it's probably online, I'm sure.
Someone's probably done it somewhere.
I haven't even, I think I would have at least Googled stuff and put some talking points, but I enjoyed that. I call that the mythology
Yeah.
of it. I like it. I like digging into books that take work and that are um, hard. I'll be more prepared for the next live. I'll
No
make.
worries. This is just what's your thought, what's your opinion.
I
It's
mean, it's kind of why I'm here to get back into it, and I was about halfway through Body Thief through just like last month. That's so I'm off. I am, but
I haven't started Body Thief yet. I was kind of
I'm
focusing
gonna
on this.
start it over. I mean, I was off the schedule, like my head. That was
Well,
scheduling.
we've all got so many things, and I mean, there's no preparation for the live. And I was thinking too, I have to remember, I'm not going to a classroom to
Yeah.
take apart a novel anymore, because I was going to start doing notes, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I don't have to break it down.
I'm on myself about that too. You got to do like a half and half, you know.
It's fun time. And it's just opinions, and what did you thought, or what did you thought? Good English. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm
You're
really.
just gonna get us.
I don't know. I started reading her like the probably interview first, and then I read several of her books, and then I like met her with everybody else at a book signing in Phoenix. I was
Oh yeah.
talking to my dad about that, trying to remember when. It had to be before like '99 for sure. So right around like '97 maybe. But it was like around the block of this bookstore downtown Phoenix. She was dressed in black, real gothic looking. Had her hair like.
I'm not monetized. Don't sweat it.
What?
I'm not monetized. Don't sweat it.
What did I say?
It was
But
okay.
anyway, I got it. She was so cool. I got into her more after that, you know, and then read all the witch, Rowan witch. What are they called?
Oh, Mayfair Witches.
Yeah, that series. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it a lot. I'd be into rereading those too after this.
Yeah, I definitely at some point want to read the Mayfair Witches. I haven't read it ever.
Oh man, you're in for a treat. I really enjoyed it. I bet you will too.
See, I liked 2 and 3. I like Lasher. I like Taltos. I did not like The Witching Hour.
Oh.
But we'll have it. Rowan, I've got issues with Rowan. But we'll get to that at a different point.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Stuart, what did you think about the background of the vampires?
I thought it was good. I thought the way it started and the way it carried through was good. I think like there's always a certain suspension disbelief, like how they explain how it starts. You have to accept certain stuff, but I thought it was really good. I don't know if I read things maybe the depth that some people do, but I did think it was good. And I also want to say too, I really like the Mayfair witch stories. It's been decades, but I really liked all the ones I read. So
okay, so yeah. I'm outvoted on Lestat. Hey Jenny, I'm outvoted on Lestat, and I'm outvoted on the Mayfair Witches. But you know what? That's the beauty of being able to have the discussions, because there's different things that we each found enjoyable or not. I love Anne Rice in terms of her works, and I need to catch up on some of the comments too. But yeah, it was The Witching Hour that did me in, but I did like the other 2 books afterwards.
And so you're Team Louis and not Team Lestat? Oh, okay. I thought that was Leslie.
There's the two of us. It's 2-3.
Oh, for those keeping score at home.
Hey, Louis is
Exactly.
ready to sacrifice himself. He said, "Take me and not the humans." Okay, so I'm with Louis.
Yeah, because I'm a human. I'm
still with Louis, but that could change. But to me, Lestat's just, I'm all for being a rebel and a rule breaker. He just sometimes keeps crossing the line because he's all about Lestat.
What
Is the way he
what
comes to
was
me.
that? You're asking kind of philosophical questions of that, and it makes me think what started him off like that on such a rebellious.
Well, and that's a good point too, because we do find out in the Vampire Lestat. I mean, and then we get into the nature versus nurture. Is it the family that created him, the way his brothers and his siblings treated him? Then we've got his mom, who doesn't really support him in front of the others, but supports him behind the scenes. And what would Lestat have become if he'd been able to, say, stay with the monastery, or if he had just been allowed to go on acting without all these other things? That's why I say there's just so much depth to these books and the characters, and what is it saying about whether you look at it as vampires or humans, the choices and behaviors that they choose to exhibit. And Alan, did I cut you off when you were in terms of the history?
No. I was
Okay.
asking your question that you answered. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Kat, what do you think about the vampire history here?
I do like that we actually, get one for a change instead of just, somebody was a vampire and then, they swap blood. Like, we get to, really go, hey, we're going back to the very original. And it's like, oh, they seem to be picking some kind of messed up folks to start with. And that seems to kind of continue down the line of everybody that ends up a vampire is severely messed up as a human to start with. And then it just gets exacerbated because, hey, I'm immortal, I'm powerful. It's gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that really has fun with it, because he is just that, yep, I'm the bad boy that never grew up. Fun to play with, but yeah, I could see him getting annoying because, yeah, he's fun for a while, but that's just a walking red flag that, once you get done with your daddy issues, you discard. But he's never going to deal with his. He's just a walking red flag that isn't a nice package. So he's fun to read about, but if you met him in real life, you'd want to smack the crap out of him.
Well, and that's a good point too, is because was he even 20?
I think he was right around it. They were all youngish.
Yeah. So that could be, again, going, Alan, to the question you had, is with Lestat, right? I mean, he certainly had daddy issues, but he never grew up, and he essentially never has to, because he became immortal before going through. And I mean, Marius did try to make that point on the island and sent him away. But before we get into that, Leslie, your thoughts on the vampire history that Rice set up?
I'm just glad for the lore. It's it's a lot to take in this book because there's a lot going on. But there's also a level of not even the ancient original ones quite know how it works. Like, there's an assumption that Akasha is
mother.
I'm trying to think of how to say this, but we think that if she doesn't exist anymore, who knows who else cease to exist. But it's more actually they don't quite know, right? They just know that this event happened Now they're vampires. And so at some point, yes, all this time has passed, and Marius is trying to preserve her and her husband. But it's like, also they just don't, there's so much they don't know what will happen if something happens to them as well. So I feel like she gives wiggle room creatively, right, or to change the lore at some point. So I enjoyed it, but I kind of like that it's not too much relying, I guess, on science, but more magic, which we kind of touched upon, which kind of helps if there are any like plot holes that could always be explained away.
Well, and that's the one thing with having the longer series as well, is she could kind of change, and no worries, Alan. She could kind of change and adapt if she needed to. Because even when we get, I mean, it'll be interesting moving forward now, having revisited the first 3 books, and how does Armin's story come across this read around versus reading it out of order? But now, because I'm going in order, it'll be like, oh yeah, is that what you said back in the Vampire Lestat kind of thing? But let's catch up on some comments. I think I have noticed when people said hello. And Margaret, I'm going to be a brat, but I want to see Kat's face if she hasn't read this yet.
Oh, I saw it.
I enjoyed the Parasol Protectorate Vampires, Discovery of Witches one. Anyone read those? Kat?
It had potential if she wasn't so stupid. Like, oh, I'm going to get my act together. Then I might off my family for my stalker, husband that I didn't know I married. Idiot.
I knew there'd be a baby rant there. Stuart, have you read The Discovery of Witches?
I don't believe I did. No.
Run! Save yourself from that horrible book.
Yeah. See, I didn't entirely mind it, and I'm actually going to be rereading it because I still haven't unhauled the copy. So it'll be interesting through the second read, because I've read it years ago, and I wasn't too thrilled with it, but it had some potential. And now, having heard Kat's rants, which she's just so cute with that little voice and ranting, but but I'll be curious to see what I think about it the second read through. Now, Margaret enjoyed them. Alan or Leslie, have either of you read Discovery?
No.
Leslie, no?
Witches
I've
scare
read,
me.
What is it?
Witches scare me.
They're not scary.
But you
They
went through
scare
the Witching Hour books.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but they're not
my
really
least favorite characters.
I think that's what bothered me with the Mayfair witches. They're not really witches, except for Suzanne and Deidre, the first 2. The rest are just money bags pretending.
Yeah, I haven't read the Parasol Protector Vampires, but I did read the Discovery Witches books. I like them, but I like the world building, and there are definitely like unlikable characters at the forefront. But I guess I just like the story so much, and where they're going with it in terms of like, yeah, the magic building was pretty cool. So that's why I was kind of like, they kind of countered each other.
Now, did you read the whole series, Leslie? I've only read book 1 of The Discovery of Witches.
Yeah, I read all of them, and there's it's basically like a trilogy, and there's one other book that after that focuses on like a character in the world. And I think I've written like one other book since then, but I haven't even picked that up yet. So I've read 3 of them so far.
Yeah. See, I just read the first one. My library, when I looked at the reviews, someone said, don't even waste your time on book 2. Just skip to book 3 and it'll be fine. So I'll have to see.
You should get less by the 3rd book.
We have Paula. Paula's also read the Discovery, first book in the series. So same as me, just the one. Now, The Wolf Gift, I have not read, but
I've
I
read
think
that.
I saw it at my thrift store. You've read it, Alan?
No, I haven't read that
No?
either. No, I'll have to be on the watch for that.
Yeah, Stuart?
Have not.
Yeah, I didn't even. There's all these different ones. I actually found, of course, none of the Chronicle books I wanted for the reread, because lately everyone's snatching them up at the thrift store. I think I've seen this one, and there was that other book that I picked up by Anne Rice. Kat, I think you knew something about it, that it's a standalone, but not part of any of her series.
Oh, The Mummy? Was that one you picked up?
No, that one ties in with Ramsey's Call's End or something like that. Can't remember. But I know it's another Anne Rice I wasn't familiar with. Margaret read the first two and stopped. Oh, maybe that was Discovery of Witches, because they also had a series. Is that still running?
No, I think they just cover the books on AMC. That's another AMC, just like Interview the Vampire. And then they just covered like the 3 books and then ended it.
Gotcha. And Margaret saying she has the 4th book on her shelf. Oh, I'm getting outnumbered here. Paula liked Mayfair Witches too. Ah!
I'll side with you. The Witches just, couldn't get into them as much.
Now Lily Eve's rereading The Wolf Gift, so I can finally read book 2. Okay, so there's more in that series by the sounds of it. Oh no! I love The Witching Hour. I'm getting so outnumbered.
It just has such a flavor, that novel, for me, like an atmosphere in that.
It is, and there's
New Orleans for one, but talk about history and that. And boy, I mean, I just that book's like just a cloud kind of in my memory. It's been such a long time, but I would like to return to it. I would return to those. I've known a few witches in like real life, not lately, but not only like kitchen and solitary witches, but ones that go to like Sabbaths and that, and what do they call them? Gnostic masses, which sounds they're really interesting. I've been to a couple in my time, but
nice. Well, to be fair, Alan, the book is like 1,100 some odd pages, so having a cloudy memory of it is pretty good. That sucker is not. It's not a small read by any stretch.
That's one of King length books.
Yeah, I read a lot of books, big, long books too. Tell you.
Well, I've read Witching Hour twice. I actually reread it before I went ahead with Lasher and Teltos, because it had been years before I'd read it before, and I just never got to the other 2 books. So I thought, well, they're not going to make sense.
And Blackberry Farms too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to it. I don't think I'd ever read it a 3rd time. And here's the thing. For me, there's 2 bugaboos with The Witching Hour. Number 1, the number of sentences that start with "and." There are so many red marks in my copy of The Witching Hour, and I wanted to throw it across the room more times than I could tell you. And when I got up to counting 700, as a former educational assistant, I was ready to blow off my ponytail. I was so pissed off this had been published with this. Like, you could have, like, Chick, you could have cut down 200 pages and saved a few trees. Get the damn thing right, and who did the editing and got paid for it.
When I reread it, that's going to annoy me too.
Sorry, but
it annoys me when she uses Preternatural all the time too.
That doesn't seem to be a popular one in any of the,
Yeah.
creature feature type things.
But the thing with Witching Hour too, and then we'll catch up with some of the other comment, is all the repetition. If she had done a timeline in the back or the family history, again, save a couple hundred pages. Don't make me read the damn thing 10 times before I get to page 1000.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I agree.
So, those were my two bugaboos, but you're right. As far as the other stuff, there were, excuse me, as my voice goes, there were interesting things about it, but I just
about it too. It's kind of creepy too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about vampires like murdering people and that. It's all creepy ultimately, but
'tis true. Jenny is here. 2 times the speed catching up. Wonder if you'll still be streaming when I catch up. Come on, I only do hour-long streams. Meanwhile, we're past an hour.
They can speed it up when it's live. That's pretty impressive. I don't have the capability to do that on my.
What's that?
Speed up live.
Oh yeah, I can't.
I don't even get Netflix free or anything.
Yeah, me either. Well, we've got Prime, but that's it. I refuse to be nickeled and dimed by streaming services.
No.
We have another Team Lestat.
Uh,
People saying hi. Oh, there we go. Paula didn't know there was a second Wolf Gift book. What did I just miss, Leslie?
Always a Team Lestat.
Head down.
Lacey, well, okay, Wolves of Midwinter or something. Yeah, when I've been at the thrift store, I've seen something about that, and I don't know if her son was involved in some of that series, writing that with her. All right, so we have some book connections. Can't remember the exact title. I'm the same. Relate. Sometimes we need to be all about ourselves. That would be a Lestat. Secure your own mask first. And then hey, I'm actually caught up. Woo-wee. Yay me.
And then he's not keeping up with the spam. Come on, man.
Hey, that's a good thing. Play nice with me, at least for the next few weeks, is all I'm saying.
Oh, but this just gives us a chance to make it even more fun. Chaotic and you're not sure.
Yeah. Watch Elaine suddenly jump out of her own live stream. I can't do this. So, yes, welcome to Pain-Free Me. You thought I was kooky enough before. It's just scary boo times now. All right, Alan, I'm going to make you put your thinking cap on again, dude.
All right.
Here's my question. And because it did not bug me as in make me angry, it just didn't make sense to me. So we have the twins. One, and we won't give everything away about what happens there, but we have the twins. They're accused of being witches, and they get blamed for all this stuff, especially when Akasha sees it as something to her benefit. So one loses her eyes, one loses her tongue. They get stuck in these boxes, coffins, tossed on the water, and off they go. But they're supposed to have this tight-knit bond that they had with their mother as well, if I remember correctly, and I'm not going to say I do. But they don't find each other, and it's eons later. I can't remember if they've been around for 2,000 or more years. One, how did they not find each other? Especially when the one is traveling around the world after she made all her money. And two, why did only one figure out she could replace her eyeballs, but the one with no tongue just sat in the earth?
Kind of like a Philip P. Dick story with the eyeballs. Boy, I don't know. Because I'm kind of agreeing with you again. Like they should have been able to communicate.
Like they had that tight bond, and I get distance, and it may not have worked, but is it
A lot of the time,
Maharet that was traveling all around the world? She was even in, is it South America that Menkaure ended up burrowing into the ground? I mean, she had to be near or close at some point to sense or have that connection.
twins and the power. I don't know. I find myself agreeing with what you're asking.
Okay. Stuart?
I can't disagree either. I mean, considering they're immortal, they have all the time in the world. How they can't get close enough to connect with one another. I mean, just like we talked earlier about Lestat finding Marius. I mean, it can take decades, but eventually, if you have all the time to do it, you're going to be able to do it. And so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, see, that part for me was a little bit of a disconnect with because when we're first talking about the twins, it's all about the bond and how they could sense each other. And then all of a sudden it's like, what now? How come you couldn't suddenly find each other? Kat?
Part of it I agree with, because they have had millennia and they cannot find each other. And plus, like, you're twins, so there's supposedly like a whole bond thing with them. But I think, isn't it like once you get like turned, if like the first generation couldn't like do their speaking like with each other, kind of like how I think Louis and Lestat couldn't actually do their whole mind thing because they were, related.
But they were turned by Cayman, because I thought of that too. But they were both turned by Cayman.
Sure,
neither twin is the sire to the other one, because that's when Lestat turned Gabriel. That's when the thought stopped, because he was her sire. Have I got that right?
I think
so. And that's why I thought too, because they'd become vampires. But then I'm like, wait a minute, Cayman was their sire. So they should still be able to hear each other.
Especially like one of them seems like she just like closed herself off somewhere. So the other one trailed them for a couple thousand years. There's no way in all that time you didn't get close enough, like, hey, I got vampire senses. I can smell my sister.
Right.
Like that's
right?
Plot holes.
And that's, and I'm not being nitpicky. It was just, I was trying to wrap my head around, as we're getting near the end of the book, how could you not have found each other? Like, you've got this human family that you've got your big wall and everything timelined. You know where everybody was. You've been visiting and building your empire. How in crikey could you not find your twin?
I thought maybe, even though all this time passed, maybe the event was so traumatic that for Makar, maybe she just didn't want to find her sister. It's not like she doesn't care, but it's like such a traumatic event. And on top of that, because when they're together, I just feel like if they're together, maybe Akasha would find them as a threat. So that's another reason to kind of stay away from each other. But when Makar comes in, they're clearly dirt and bound and stuff. So I don't know where she got planted. But maybe she went into like a deep sleep and was just so weak she couldn't get back up or didn't want to after that. But as far as like reanimating a tongue, like her sister, because it's the sister, right? It's Maharet that has eyes, right? The human eyes. They only animate for so long. So, and maybe that's more of like a choice. Like maybe she just like, how many tongues do you want to cut out and stick in your mouth? I don't know. I don't know how many eyeballs
do you want to pop in?
Like, you got got pretty eyes and a bad personality. Yoink.
Ah,
It'd be a lot better if you would just stop talking.
uh-huh. Pick and choose.
So now here's the thing. And only because I'm getting confused and thinking different vampire series. These vampires heal correctly? Correctly.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah.
Yep.
So why didn't their eyes and tongue grow back?
I don't know.
Did they do it right before they got turned, or was it after?
Sometimes
Now you're asking something I don't know.
it's like our hair and our nails grow back, but like our fingers and toes don't. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're not vampires, Alan.
No, but it doesn't. Like somebody would ask us why, spiders grow legs back or whatnot. Animals can grow tails back, and sharks grow
True.
teeth back.
Well, yeah, but with the vampires,
Go ahead.
with the vampires, I just gotta wiggle around here. If they can heal after an injury, and so Kat, you may have got on it, and I'll have to look in the book now, because I can't remember which part came first. Were they vampires when the eyes and the tongue were cut out, or were they human and that happened? And you might be right, because they were left in the room. They didn't automatically, hey, Steve, they didn't automatically pop them into the coffin. They left them in that room, and then Cayman arrived, and he's the one who turned them. So it might have been timing. Do vampires need to visit their family physician, Dr. Acula?
Only if they're really bad.
The vampires, like if they feed on their wrist, it will like heal up and that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one thing. But then, Leslie, you had made a good point too, is that maybe, and a good thing I wrote them down here, that men care, she just couldn't cope. It was just one too many things after being hunted, and they'd escaped once, and then they got dragged back, and then all this stuff happened, and she may have just given up. After, because Cayman assaulted both of them, didn't he? It wasn't just Maharet, who then ended up getting pregnant. So it could just be, with all this stuff, she couldn't cope. Like her mind just shut down. And then, like with Lestat, which I still haven't quite figured out how they come back out of the ground, because part of it has to do with the mind and little critters coming to them. But, that's a lot of mice to rebuild up that blood supply. I'm just saying.
So if you starve a vampire, they're good pest control.
Yes.
Maybe I need me one of them. Nah.
I can think of some pests, but they're mostly on two legs, so that might be frowned upon.
But yeah, so there were, overall, I think it was a good read. I've enjoyed it. I may read it again at some point. And yeah, and I really like the Talamasca. Like I enjoy that aspect of it too. You've got now not just the vampires, but this group of humans who have different abilities, and by the sounds of it, have been watching them for a very long time. But the vampires don't entirely seem aware of the Talamasca. Or am I remembering that wrong? Anybody?
Occult detectives. I love them too.
I can't remember. I think some of them are aware and some of them weren't, or like realized it later.
Yeah, because the Talamasca, of course, becomes bigger and bigger within the stories, and certainly David and Jesse, because of course there's, and I mean, even how Jesse finds, about her family and her entire history. Then we've got Lestat there and their relationship, which I prefer in the book, quite frankly, other than that, romance, off I go with Lestat movie version. Because the Talamasca, there's a lot of different things to those people. And of course, they come up in Witching Hour because they study all the outside the box beings. David, I like. I mean, he seems to be one of the more grounded, but he's also really curious. And we'll get more into that when we get into The Body Thief. But the Talamasca also reminded me of, I think they were called the Watchers in the Highlander movies and Highlander series. Again, that this group of people who are on the sidelines and they're not supposed to interact. But of course, when they do, things become a big boondoggle for pretty much both sides that they end up infiltrating. What did you think about the Talamasca and their purpose, Leslie? Let's start up. Let's start up around the top.
All right. You know what I was wondering right now as you're saying this? I wonder. I'm going to answer that, but I also wonder, how do they fund themselves? How do they fund their organization? I don't really know how, or their origins, but I do like their existence. I feel like it just adds a layer of like another perspective, like almost not quite outsider, because some of them do have like magical abilities, but I do feel like they're helping us take place along with the reader to ask questions. And I don't know, I just I've enjoyed them in this book, and I look forward to like expansion and rereading some of the books with you guys, because I don't really remember too much. I did like what was the names? I already forgot. Aaron
David?
Leitner and David,
Aaron Leitner.
Jesse, just like learning about all these different characters.
And is it David Talbot?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I just like the existence of the organization, but I also kind of wonder, okay, I understand that they're getting this, they're more like an observance, they're watchers, but then what? Like, they don't interfere. I just don't really, is it just like an anthropological function and that's it? I don't know. I was wondering. That's it.
Because they don't share with the general public. So that's an excellent point, because they stay to themselves, right? Their records, they're not publishing books or things. So that's an excellent point.
They have secrecy rules too. Yeah, they're occult detectives. I think they can do like what is it, remote viewing that?
Yep.
But I already went. So that's true. Cat.
Stuart or Cat?
I think they were funding themselves basically. I think all the members were rich, and part of their thing was, hey, when you die, we get all your stuff. So, screw your family. You belong to us.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I guess you kind of have to, because it's not like a real job. Like you said, it's like we're kind of being peeping Toms, spying on all these supernaturals. But it's just for our own entertainment. We're not like doing anything for humanity at all. Yeah, we'll steal your paintings and your journals and watch.
Exactly. I think they like
just for our own curiosity.
They fund.
We don't need the money into work and do anything.
What they find in their investigations and that, gold chalices and things.
Yeah, because they're not sharing the information with anybody, and yet they're wealthy. Well, they're almost as wealthy as Lestat in a few of them, because they're flying around in their planes. They have these huge houses everywhere, and how are they getting paid? Because it's not like a 9 to 5, let's go do some research type job. Like they're not supported by schools or any of those kinds of funding bodies. Stuart, thoughts?
I do like them. I like the idea of a secret organization like that. But I don't think I thought of this so much as I was reading it in the past. But it does beg the question of like, okay, recording all this data, to what purpose is it really for? If you're not going to, take some actions. So it really does. And I don't know. I can't recall if that question was ever answered, but it does beg that question.
I
But
don't
I think
know.
it is a cool organization.
Yeah.
I do like it. I like that part of it, like on the side, just observing. But again, to what purpose? I don't know.
When I think about the ultimate the secret or what is how does vampire blood, direct contact like that, how does it exactly scientifically like give you immortality in that? Maybe then maybe that's the end. That would be what I'm wondering ultimately. I think I might want to try being immortal, but not forever. That's a contradiction in terms, isn't it? But
Give it a test run, see how it goes.
right,
And
exactly.
then go into the sunlight like a redhead.
Yeah, then just come back and just check it out.
Now, see, with the Talamasca, because it is an excellent question. Like, why are they doing this? And I can't. It doesn't really tell us in Queen. I'm pretty sure we don't get any more in-depth information about them in Body Thief. And I'm wondering, because I have read Mayfair Witches in there, of course, in there as well, more so Aaron than David with that series. But is part of their purpose protecting humanity? They just don't talk about it. Like they're on that outer limit, like we've said. They know about the dangers, but they don't necessarily. It's sort of like this whole ET thing in UFOs. There are some people who are determined the government knows all about the aliens and they're hanging out with them and doing stuff, but they don't want to tell the general population because the general population would lose their minds and go cuckoo cuckoo. And so is the Talamasca.
Beatles reference.
Sorry?
Beatles reference. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and is the Talamasca similar in their viewpoint that they know about all of these things? They study them, keeping an eye on what these creatures, beings do to humanity,
Right.
but they don't want to tell people because people would lose their minds if vampires and the Teltos were real.
But they really don't have any like power, do they? What if the vampires decided to like take over the world or try to? What would the Talamasca do? Try
Report. Write
report,
notes in a journal.
try to
When
take
the
it down
aliens
with their
come to
thoughts,
visit.
try to have a group thought. I don't know. They don't have any bombs or weapons
Now,
that I
see,
know of.
you may have hit on something, Alan, because they do have weapons. A lot of them are psychic. A lot of them have psi abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this about, although and it's been a while, so again, I'll have to keep reading forward. And I'm really loving these discussions, by the way. So I'm really enjoying everyone sharing their viewpoint as we're thinking kind of out loud and thinking these things through. I can't remember if all the Talamasca, if it's the entrance, well, of course you have to keep your mouth shut. Like once you join, you're in there. There's no more traveling back and forth. But the other is, do they all have to have some kind of a psychic ability? Or is it just the academics' research? Because some of them came into the Talamasca, I think, as children. If I remember, that may have come up in Mayfair Witches with one of them. But the others, I think, come in as adults.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Jessie came in as a really young, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think she was very old, though.
She was related. Like,
Was
didn't her mother? Her mother was connected, and
okay? Who's beeping?
Sorry, that was me trying to mute it. I was warming up on my
okay.
end.
Hon, are you making dinner? It's not taco time yet.
I know it made me food if I had.
hungry.
I'm trying to catch it.
It's
Sorry.
funny. I've heard this beep, and I'm like, is that the microwave?
I've got
No,
appliances
sorry, that's a
that
problem.
beep if I don't shut my fridge, it talks to me, and
Oh. Yeah, that would freak me out. I don't even have Alexa because, that ain't happening.
no, I don't have Alexa. I don't like that. It makes me depressed if I'm gonna have like a or oh my god, like all the AI buddies they have and stuff, and
Oh, Chat GPT and stuff? I
yeah,
don't have
and
those.
even beyond. They're already capitalizing on it. Like I saw it on like CBS Sunday Morning or some show. It was interesting, but for older folks, kind of with dementia, they have these units though they can like just travel. They show it's just really intricate and keeps them entertained. And if they sense boredom, they go to a different like subject. Boy, it'd be great for if we could do the lineage and family tree and ask Alexa and she just spit it back out to us, and maybe they can do that. I don't know. Have they already have like all of Anne Rice in them too?
Oh, they probably do. It's
Right?
it's a little bizarre, some of the stuff that they do. Oh, here Steve's got they'll team up with the aliens to fight back the vampire menace.
Dalmasca has alien technology.
Will they team up with the aliens, or will the aliens team up with the vampires and go, "We're done with humanity"? You never know these days. So
Is that kind of like an ignorant, naive question I'm asking about? Do they have like all of Anne Rice books available? You think in the chat universe already, and
Oh,
are
probably.
they still working on Shakespeare? I don't know.
they're stealing a bunch
have
of stuff
to-
so quick.
Yeah.
I know one of my favorite authors has already claimed, like, "Yay, somebody stole like the summary from my book and wrote it just with a different title." Like, there's a bunch of those ones.
Yeah, so it's current.
So we'll chat. We'll follow up on that. But Lily Eve, do the gentlemen on the panel have channels? Yes, they do. If I knew how to pop a link in there, I would. So Alan, I'm gonna type. Actually, I don't have the link, but Lily Eve, I'm gonna put in here. So Alan is, and I am curious about the name of your channel, Alan. Big Hard Books
I
and
wish I could rename
Classics.
it. If I had to start over, I would rename it.
Well, you can,
Yeah, no, I thought about it. I'll make another comment in my channel name.
Of course, then all the shout outs we've given to Big Hard Books and Classics, people couldn't find you.
Yeah, for sure.
And Stuart Griffin is Stuart Griffin. So okay. Does anyone know how to put links in the chat?
Yeah, I'll try to do that right now. And then also after your live, you can always add it in the details section. But I'll try to add it right now.
Oh, thank you. Yay, Leslie. And actually, before I forget, Stuart, I had a question for you because I noticed on your community post, you had the post for the live stream today. How'd you do that? I've tried to do that umpteen times and I can't get the picture to fit.
I just copied the once you once I saw that you had scheduled, I just copied the
Thumbnail?
no, not the thumbnail. I just did the
Link.
the link. Yeah, when it like at the top of YouTube, I just copied that link for your
URL.
for this live chat, and it just showed it.
I gotta try that now.
Same as I would for any video, like when I want to
Okay, yeah, that I can do.
yeah, I just copied it. I brought up your the video because you had scheduled, and I just copied it from the HTTPS whatever that link, and it worked. So
okay, now I'm gonna have to give that a test run. And actually, Alan, you'll laugh. And this was before I changed meds. So it's a good thing I caught it, and it was months ago. There was something I had wanted to share in the link. I think it was comments that you. Hey, Jenny. See, I told you we'd still be chatting.
Elaine, I'm sorry, Elaine, can you make me moderator so I could add the link?
How do I do that?
You go on YouTube like you're viewing your own channel, and then you click on the three dots next to anywhere that I made a chat. And
so I need to be on YouTube?
Whoa. Oh, never mind me. I just did something. Oh.
That's okay. I'm still okay. So I'm coming in YouTube, Leslie. Now, where do I go?
Look at the chat and look for my name.
So I need to find my live stream, right?
Yeah. And you see the live chat?
Not yet.
That's okay. Let me know.
Let me go to the let's see. I'm in the studio.
Not on the studio. Go to YouTube like you're watching it.
Okay, it doesn't have me here.
The dangerous powers of becoming a moderator.
Well, see, I should have done this before. This is why Margaret laughs at me. Okay, so I'm at the live chat. Do I click on it?
Yeah, you hover over where my name is, and on the right, you'll see those three dots.
Yep.
So click on it.
Nope, that's just I'm on the live stream thingy.
Yeah, go to like you're viewing your channel. You're in this live, and when you go to where my name is at, there should be three little dots, and you click on it, and it'll give you the option to make me moderator.
I don't see your name, sweetheart.
I'll type something random here. Hold on.
Oh wait.
In the live button.
Okay, now I have the other.
Oh, no, not that one. That's the wrong one.
This one.
Where am I at?
Close here.
There you go.
Okay. Channel, pin, report, move. Add as moderator.
There you go.
This is that echo. This is what happened the first time I was on Greg and Alan's. Did it work?
I'll try it right now.
Oh no, whoops. Okay, thank crikey. I almost kicked myself out of this.
Oh yeah, you did it. You wrenched me. You got it.
Okay, so I'll have to wrench
chat,
people.
you'll see the little wrench.
Who went the wrench?
He's gonna give me the wrench, man.
I mean, when you see me on the live chat now, if you look at when you're viewing it, I have a wrench. And that's
Yes,
because
you
let
do.
me be Yeah, there you go. We're good.
You're my first live stream moderator. We'll add Kat
That's
as
the regular
some.
scheduled program.
There we go. Now Margaret can stop bugging me and I'll have more moderators in the future, I promise. But that was funny because I had the echo. And I remembered the first time I went on Greg and Alan's live stream and it was open mic and I had no idea what I was doing. And I had the other box open and I'm like, why can't I understand what people are saying? And I have both windows still open. I'm like, oh, what a. So when I closed the other one, it was fine. So lesson learned. But oh, there you. And yes, Jenny, you'll be a mod too. But it'll take me forever to go through that steps again. So I figure it out someday. And thank you, Leslie. See, there's so much to learn. And see, Stuart, this should be a good chuckle for you because I've been doing live streams for a year and a half and I just found out how to do that.
That's okay. We're all learning together.
Well, and that's the beauty of it, right? Because, well, I'm into year 3.5. Leslie, I think you're about the same, right?
Yeah.
And Kat?
Mm-hmm.
About 3?
Yep.
Stuart?
About a year and a half.
So our baby tuber. And Alan is our
Lucky 7.
mentor, 7 years, which is amazing because there are so many channels that don't make it that long. You know, either people get busy or they give up or, you know, like me, YouTube makes you just want to blow your ponytail off. And then thankfully to other people coming up, they explain, no, you didn't get spam. No one's in your computer. It's just some shite that they sent out to a bunch of people. And lucky you got that email for a positive community. We're taking some of your tools away. Woohoo! Thanks, shite heads. But it had to do with the reboot. It's not like
just
you're
make it
listening.
weirder.
Well, and that whole email drama was just them doing a reboot. And another booktuber, bless her heart, read by Becca, had said it went out to a whole bunch of people. So now I'm not worried about anyone trying to take over my channel or any of that crap that was stressing me out. What I found funny about all of that is I asked YouTubers who has a freaking massive channel, dumbass knew nothing about it. I'm like, dude, shut your channel down because you're useless. I didn't type it in. Yes, I am fluent in sarcasm. I figure mug is the warning. Don't piss me off. I gave you a warning. If you're gonna come at me after that, that's the reason I have my other little it's a little plaque and it says Leslie, don't eat when I'm gonna say this. Karma means I can sleep good at night because I know everyone I treated badly today had it coming.
I like that.
I like that spin, right?
Sure.
Well, it's not my redheadedness. It's just karma. I'll take it.
There's an Irish blessing. I don't know if I can remember it. I think it goes like, may God love us. And how's it go? Shit. May those who love us. And may those who don't, may God turn their hearts. And if God cannot turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles so that we may see their limping. So that we may see their limping.
See, it's all in the spin you put on it. It all works.
It's a blessing.
Well, thank you, Leslie, for doing that. I love that Irish saying, and we've got. Oh, I love you're so spicy, especially given you don't enjoy spicy books.
But yet you read ACOTAR.
Yeah, and next month is the start of the ACOTAR reread. Well, for me, Ven's still trying to wiggle his way out of it. Haven't heard back from Noah. Oh, Jenny's got Lord, don't give me strength.
You only need a shovel if they're still in one piece. There's other ways.
And yes, every once in a while I can be a little stinker, but you have to remember, for part of my career, I worked with adult men. So, I had to hold my own. But no, I don't need to know about. Actually, Stuart, you read ACOTAR, correct?
Yes, I did.
Have
And
you
the
read the
second one,
whole
too.
series?
I read the first two, and I did really like both. I like the second one, Quartermaster and Fury, better than the first, but I like them both. Just I do want to read more of them. It's just the books I think get longer and longer.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to continue reading the series.
I've read all 5 of them, and they do get longer and longer. In my thumbnail for BookTube Killing My Reading, I had all 5 of them up, and except for the novella Frost and Starlight, which is just a little teeny one, they do literally, you can visually see they get freaking bigger. And the last one, which is, other than being able to skip 10 or more pages, because I get there, Faye, but dude, go get a coffee or something for a while. But it cut down on the reading time. But it's 750 pages. I'm like, holy, jump in. Crazy.
At least the series I'm reading now, she later goes, all right, for all you spicy bitches, stay tuned. The rest of you skip to the next chapter. And then start the next chapter is, all right, so this and this happened. It was good. Now on to the rest of the story. Or we tried to do this. We got interrupted. Here's what's up.
See, Sarah J. Maas could have done that. And actually, what I'm looking forward to in the reread, well, okay, besides tormenting Noah with the annotating, because they're going to be color all over them pages. And notes
in the see yellow.
Yeah, and notes in the margin.
Speaking of yellow.
But I want to know how many pages I could have missed, because I don't read spicy, and I got through some of that once. I'm not reading those little tidbits again. I don't care where Feyre and Rysand do whatever, and trying to picture in your head wings in this big ass bed, because that just don't compute. This way, I'll know how many pages could have been skipped without all the sex scenes. And you're right, I don't read spicy. And according to some people who do, this stuff is tame. I'm like, Lord Lou, I'm not a prude, but I don't need to be reading that. I got my human sexuality course credit in college. Thank you very much. It's not part of the story for me. But see, that's what also did me in with Fourth Wing.
And there wasn't even much spice in that one.
Yeah, but she was obsessed with him instead of what
Not
she
mechanical
was
kind of for me. I attempted to read Fourth Wing.
Oh yeah, you DNF'd it.
Or yeah, I just got bored with it. It could have been my mood at the time too. I'm sure. Like if I would read it now, I could have zipped through it. Or I read like multiple books at the same time, and I haven't DNF'd one lately that I can remember. But for some reason, I did. Maybe just be a jerk. I don't know.
No. Excuse me. The last 130 pages, Alan, was good in Fourth Wing. because it's the world
Oh.
building dragons.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now, Stuart, you also enjoyed Fourth Wing.
Yeah, actually, I did enjoy it, and I will admit I think it's like kind of confusingly written a little bit, but I just like the characters, and I cared about what happened to them.
Mm.
And I'm actually I'm partway through the third book, but I had to put it aside because of the requirements. But I never say they're great books, but I find them entertaining, and I want to keep reading them. So that's for me. It's like I just want to know what's going to happen next. So that's what I think of those books. Compared to like Sarah J. Maas books, I think Sarah J. Maas is actually maybe a better author. But they're both, to me, both very enjoyable like series so far.
Awesome. Yeah, see, I had Ven read the next two books in Fourth Wing. Well, he was going to read them anyway. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not torturing myself with another Violet Zayden saga. So he just gave me the synopsis, and I'm like, yes, done.
The second one ticked me off. Like, you could have made that like half as long as either let them bang and get back together or shut up and break up.
Yeah, like it could have been a memo.
With him. No, I hate him. Wait, no, we're back together. Wait, he did this again. Wait, I'm gonna do this. Even though I got mad. Like, just break up or not. I get that you're
I'm
like
all into a good soap opera, I really am. But I'm the one watching GH for 40 plus years, 45. General Hospital fan. So,
see, I gave up on the soaps like 20-ish years ago. I used to watch Another World, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, Young and the Restless.
God, all of them, they're on the same time. Some of them, you must have taped them and watched them.
No, this was way back before when cable and all that. So they were all back to back, right?
Oh.
You had lunch and you parked your ass in front of the TV starting 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Well, I've went like years without watching General Hospital, and I come back for some reason. You can pick it up. It's really cool. Some of the same characters have been on for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I was shocked that Days of Our Lives, I think this year or last year, ended. And they've been on since what, the 1960s or something?
Yeah, General Hospitals have been on 60 plus years. But
yeah, they're wild. Well, what I find funny is that's how my grandmother learned to speak English. She used to watch All My Children and Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. You do the same watching Telemundo, learn Spanish. If you have the Duolingo at the same time, probably. But I like past my lunchtime, everyone's pushing 2 hours.
Of course. This is a short stream, Alan.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, now, does anyone want to give final thoughts on the book before we say hasta la vista cookies? Leslie?
Cookies, what kind?
Can I actually ask a question?
Yeah.
About everyone's thoughts about something?
Sure.
All right. So, like towards the end, when there's a discussion before what happens to Akasha, Maharet is trying to like reference the past, what happened with them, and I think Akasha doesn't want like Lestat to overhear, and so she says, "It is nothing." Akasha whispered, "Something long forgotten, for there are no answers in history now. We have transcended history. History is built on errors. We will begin with truth." What does everyone think about that?
Sorry, first I'm laughing because Kitty Paw's coming for your
Sorry.
Okay. It was just so cute.
Like, you will not ignore me any longer, human.
Yeah. Leslie!
It's cute till those claws come in.
It was just so adorable. It was as you're reading and the paws coming closer, and I'm like, I'm trying to pay attention and not crack up laughing. Alan, you were going to respond.
Oh, just I said, God, I don't remember what I even said. A cliffhanger, or to be continued. I guess.
Hmm.
Fruit.
Sure?
Fruit.
Oops, sorry.
I don't know if I really know what that means or what it's possibly foreshadowing. I'm not really sure. I will say I love Leslie's cat though. The cat is
so cute.
It's hard to keep your eyes off the cat.
Exactly.
What's she gonna get up to next?
But yeah, I'm not sure if I know exactly what that's intended to mean.
Cat?
It feels a lot like
when did JB go?
Oh, he disappeared a while ago. He decided he was mad at me petting him because he sucks at grooming himself. Like, well, quit presenting your mats if you won't let me shave them. Flop on the other side, butthead. Though I did get a good picture of him. I'll have to send you later. Where I don't know if y'all saw me staring at the floor laughing, but he was wrapping around the leg on the table that I have this on. Don't mind me. I'm just in and out of this thing with no bones. But that quote feels very much like basically like history is written by the victors. So it's fact, but it's not really, because we're just changing it, making it up as we go along, and depending on who you ask, or just throwing something deep out there just to pretend that she's not just pure evil sociopath. Take your pick.
That's good.
Yeah, I was distracted by Kitty Paw. But,
and he just made her jump too.
Yeah, don't be mean to the kitty, Leslie. Oh, look. Oh, she's like, why is everyone laughing at me, Mom?
We're not laughing at you.
Oh, you're being adorable in the background.
How am I adorable?
She's so sweet. Hey, at least it's better than sometimes when I'm trying to do a live and once in a while Tiki decides to show up and there's like Tiki tail going past. I'm like, dude, it's not cool. Meanwhile, everyone's like, show us the kitty. I'm like, no. She needs to be elsewhere bothering her brother for the moment. Yeah, I don't know, because I'll go with Jenny's. Maybe Akasha wants to rewrite the past. So is she thinking about what happened and what her life was like before all these feelings and whatever it was turned her and her husband? Does she even still have any feelings? Because it's been so long. And Leslie, you brought up an excellent point too about no one really knows what it was like for Akasha and Enkeel once they sat in those chairs. They just kept moving them around, but nobody knew, excuse me, whether they were even still sentient or if they were just these stone blocks, because after a while they weren't even feeding anymore. They were just basically sitting there, but no one knew what kind of was going on behind those eyes or in their minds. But yeah, and good question, Leslie.
Yeah, I kind of felt like it's manipulative, but it's also like, well, she's saying history's full of errors, but isn't that the point of us knowing history? Is so that hopefully we learn from it and don't repeat it. So I feel like she's trying to wipe something away again, like, yes, personally, and just wants to do her own thing. And I think Kat made a great point about it's the victors that write history. But also even like the whole idea of what she's doing and the reason why, yeah, it sounds great, but she's placing like all these atrocities like in a gendered way.
Mhm.
But actually, if we look back at what what's his name, Cayman, what he did it on order of the king, but really Akasha was okay with it.
Yeah.
So she was very much like honestly assaulted them by proxy in a way. So it's like interesting that she's manipulating a violent act when she's one of the reasons and participated in a violent act happening to overpower like two women she just didn't like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's a good point. Kat, final thoughts?
Akasha was a freaking mess. The girl liked trying to play victim, but then, yeah, she was the ultimate freaking evil.
Yeah.
Okay, it started off as, oh, well, we're just trying to stop the cannibals, and I'm trying to save my husband, but now you have power, and I don't like you, and nah. At one point, it just essentially just went crazy and just wanted to go on a killing spree and pretend that there was a reason.
Mm.
Like, she was going all, oh, it's only men, and yeah, we've met them, they've done it, but chicks be crazy freaking too. I mean, she was a prime example.
Yeah.
Like, hubby tried to rein her in, and he just kind of like, nope, I'm just getting smacked down, so I'm gonna shut up and let her run things and pretend it to me. So she knew chicks were evil. Like, she just, in her own mind, was like, nope, it couldn't possibly be me, because I've already rewritten it in my head of this is what happened. It's the, you know, pathological liar believing her, you know, nonsense.
Yeah. Alan, do you want to go next in case you want to poof for lunch?
No, I think I've said everything. I like what Kat said. That's a good synopsis. They're in a down to earth way. I just it sets me in a mood to look forward.
Stuart, final thoughts?
Just that I really like the book, and I am, like Alan said, I am looking forward to the next book, Tell the Body Thief. This book I read a couple years ago, so I wasn't totally up to date on it, but that book I'm going to be reading, so I'll be more current for the next discussion on it. And I also want to thank Leslie and Elaine for going to the trouble to get our links into the comments. Appreciate that.
That would be Leslie. I'm just like, what am I doing here in the other window?
We're team. We made it happen.
But see, and that'll be a lovely thing to be able to do now too, is when we're doing this, then we can share channel links in case we do have new people coming who don't know about our channels and the channel names. So thank you so much to Lily Eve for asking about that. It was awesome. So hopefully we have connections and other connections outside. And I thank you to all of you, because this is fun. I really love chatting about the book and the stories and just what were your thoughts. And yeah, Alan, there's nothing to prepare. It's just, what do you think and all of that.
Yeah, just, getting mad at my memory, I guess, but I still have one. So yeah, it was great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Fine.
I don't know how we kept it all on topic. Like, what are we doing? That's what all these are supposed to go.
On topic, let's see. It was supposed to be Queen of the Damned. We covered Queen of the Damned, Discovery of Witches, Mayfair Witches, the other anime series.
But not nearly as much. Usually it's like, wait, how the heck did we go from that to that? Like, we say on author or, general subject.
Welcome to my brain on an everyday event.
My battery is literally running out.
Well, thank you for having us. It's been fun. I love these old chats.
It has been fun. I'm going to say thank you to everyone who joined us. We're going to thank you to Team Rewatch because I know not everyone can get here. Life, time zones, all the rest of that. Hope you enjoyed the chat. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. We're going to do the wave bye-bye.